Good morning, everybody. So this morning I spent some time answering lots of your guys' questions from my Packers Q&A I wrote. If you haven't seen it, I'll leave it linked to the top of the description down below for those of you guys who want to go check that out. But after I did that, I was just on YouTube for a little while, and I got recommended a video from Colin Cowherd giving his thoughts on Jordan Love. So I had to click on it and see what he had to say, because it's always interesting to hear exactly what he has to say. And with this being about Jordan Love, I was like, okay, let me show you guys as well, and then I'm going to give my thoughts on exactly what he has to say.
So here's Jordan Love in year 3, and he's 12 of 24, a pick, a sack, 113 yards. The verdict is in, but people in the Midwest are nice. I'm going to be not so nice. Jordan Love is a bust. He leads the NFL in preseason picks. Third year, no growth. If I have to hear again, the numbers don't tell the story. Yeah, they kind of do. Yeah, they kind of do. 50% completion percentage in practice or against second-team defenses.
So Colin Cowherd doesn't seem to like what he saw from Jordan Love so far this preseason. Looking at his stats and his 3 interceptions in his first game, I, however, have really liked what I've seen from Jordan Love, and I think that looking beyond the stats in these 2 games is important because in the first game, Jordan Love threw 3 interceptions, 2 of which bounced off his receiver's hands, which were not his fault. So one interception was definitely Jordan Love's fault. The other 2, there was nothing he could have done. He put the ball in a pretty solid spot, and it just happened to, the ball fell the wrong way for Jordan Love. And then moving from the first week in the preseason to the next week versus the Saints this past week, it was, I think, the best we've seen from Jordan Love in his entire career. He's barely had any time to play as it's been, but to see what he did in that last game was very exciting for me as a Packers fan. And if you look at his 12 of 24, it doesn't tell the whole story. There were probably 5 or 6 drops in there from Jordan or from his receivers. And as well, if you watch that game, there were 0 turnover-worthy plays in that game from Jordan Love. There are many plays where he was putting the ball exactly where it needed to be. You're like, goodness gracious. And if you look at, when he was pressured, when they were bringing the blitz, he was able to stay in there confident, poised, calm, and deliver very, very accurate passes. And we heard from Matt LaFleur as well as Aaron Rodgers, and they both stated that Jordan Love has taken, lots of steps forward. He's a lot more confident than he was last year. He's been here in Green Bay for a full 2 seasons, so he started to pick up lots of the, offense. He understands it more clearly, and he's able to go up to the line and make changes on the line. And you can just see watching him how much more confident he is this year, because last year in his game versus the Chiefs and the Lions, he just looked a little shaky, a little nervous, like he didn't exactly know what he was doing completely. But he had control in this game versus the Saints. He looked like he was in control of the offense, and he looked very solid out there. So I think to call Jordan Love a bust this early, it's still too soon, I think, for Jordan Love to be considered a bust. When you look at other players around the NFL, young quarterbacks, lots of guys have had more opportunities than Jordan Love to sort of learn through playing, because if you're coming to the NFL, you're probably going to struggle a little bit out of the gate. We saw Trevor Lawrence throw tons of picks last year, and clearly that's not all his fault. That team wasn't very good. But Jordan Love, if you look at his time here in Green Bay, year 1, missed the preseason because COVID canceled the preseason. Year 2, he plays versus the Chiefs and the Lions. He played in 1 or 2 preseason games that year as well. And then now he's played in 2 preseason games this year. So he's pretty much only had 6 or 7 total games. And so I think that Jordan Love still could end up being a very solid quarterback. It's just way too soon to tell when you've only seen a player play in 6 games. And so the thing is, with the future of Jordan Love, we don't know how long Aaron Rodgers is going to be playing. Could be 1 year, could be 2, 3, 4. It's really hard to tell. And because Jordan Love is entering the 3rd year of his contract right now, currently he only has 1 more year in his contract on his rookie contract after year 3. And after this season, the Packers will have to decide if they want to exercise his 5th-year option, which is going to be an interesting decision just because it'll be around $20 million for that 5th-year option for Jordan Love. And that really comes down to, is Aaron Rodgers going to be here after this year? Will he play for 2, 3 more years? I think that Aaron hasn't decided this. He's probably going to decide after this season. And so if Aaron stays, let's say 2, 3, 4 more years, that's where it gets tricky with Jordan Love, because to pay him $20 million in a year when Aaron Rodgers is starting would be a little wild. And I don't know if at that point the Packers would trade him. It's a good question. But at the same time, I think that Jordan Love could have a solid future here in Green Bay if he gets the opportunity. But I would be curious to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. I know some people think he's a bust already, as Colin Cowherd does. I know lots of other people believe that there's some hope here, which I honestly, from watching him this preseason, think there is a lot of reasons to be hopeful and excited for what Jordan Love could be in the future. But that is going to be it for this video. If you guys want to check out my Packers Q&A, I wrote an article. Link in the top of the description if you guys would like to check that out. And feel free to go subscribe to my email newsletter. I'm probably putting out like 2 or 3 a week on there. So I appreciate all you guys who already have done that. But that is all I have for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.